Hi guys, it's Miss Force. I wanted to do a long division video for you guys because I know a lot of you guys struggle with long division, and it is a really big part of fifth grade math. So I wanted to start with an application problem so we could kind of dissect it together. So the problem is a tiger eats 9 pounds of meat a day. If the tiger caught a buffalo weighing 357 pounds, how long will the food last? So we know that our numbers are 9 pounds, 357 pounds. We know that the tiger eats 9 pounds each day. And then we also know that he caught prey weighing 357 pounds. So we know that he has 357 total pounds of meat. He eats 9 pounds of meat per day. So we need to know how long that this would last. We could do groups. We would have to do either 9 groups and then count 357 times into 9 groups, or we could do models. But for this specifically, I want to work on long division with you guys, so that's what we're going to do. So our first step is to write our number sentence. Me personally, I break these up. So with division, you guys have to go with the biggest place value first. With multiplication, you have to use the smallest place value first, so you would be starting in your ones. However, with division, you have to start in your biggest, which in this case is your hundredths. So we have our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. So the first step is to find out how many nines go into our hundreds place. So we would have to see how many times 9 goes into 3 or 300. Unfortunately, 9 does not go into 3, so we would put a 0 in our hundreds spot and then move over to our next number. Our next number is 5. So we're not just putting it into 5 though, because we need to add this whole number here. So we would put a 0 up here because 9 does not go. Sorry guys, we would put a 0 on top because 9 does not go into 3. But it does go into 35. So now we just need to see how many times 9 goes into 35. For that, I'm going to skip count my 9s. So 9 plus 9 is 18. 9 plus 18 is 27. 27 plus another 9. Unfortunately, we can't put any more in. So we're going to put 3. And then we're going to subtract 27. I have to borrow for this, so I'm going to come next door, and I'm going to take from my 3 or my 300, then I'm going to come over and I'm going to add a 10 to 15. So 15 minus 7, we're going to count backwards. So 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. We have 8. And then 2 minus 2 is 0. So then we're going to move over to the next spot. We're going to bring down our 7. And then we have nothing up top. Sorry, guys. Okay, so now we have to find out how many times 9 goes into our next number, 87. Okay, so for that, I would also skip count again. But in this case, I'm going to do the 9s trick. Or I just know from memory that 9 goes into 87 9 times because 9 times 9 is a mental math fluency. It is, of course, 81. Or my favorite thing to do is I know that 9 times 10 is 90 minus 1 whole 9 is 81, which gives me 9 times 9. So I'm going to put my 9 on top of my 1's place. I'm going to subtract my 81 from my 87. I'm going to get a total of 6. That is going to be my remainder. However, for this specific problem, we want to know how many days the tiger can survive off of the buffalo's meat. So, since we can't use this remainder, we would have to just say that the tiger can survive for 39 days off of the buffalo's meat. Okay, so application problem is done. So let's just go ahead and do a couple of problems. Just to do them single digit, we'll do a couple with remainders, and then we'll do a few without remainders. Some will be big and some will be small problems. And hopefully this will help you guys get some of your work done at home. And then this one I can do much bigger so you guys can see it better and you won't have a ton of writing on the board. Okay. So the next one we'll do is 336 divided by 7. Once again, we'll break up our spaces. We have hundreds, we have tens, we have ones. Once again, with long division, we always, or even with division in general, you have to start with the biggest place value first. So we know that 7 cannot go into 3. So I will go ahead and immediately put a 0 on top of my hundreds place. So next we'll move over to our tens place. So now I have 33 divided by 7. How many times can 7 go into 33? So 7 plus 7 is 14. So we have 14 plus 7 is 21, plus another 7 is 28. I'm going to stop there because I already know that we can't go any further. So I'm going to subtract 28. This is 2, 3, 4. We went 4 times into 33. So going to erase all of this so you guys don't get confused with the next part. And then we're going to subtract 28 from our 33. So I cannot take 8 away from 3, so I'm going to come next door and I'm going to borrow. 3 is going to turn into 2 because I have to take a full 100. And then I'm going to come next door and I'm going to add a whole 100 to my tens place. So 30 will become 130. So I'm going to subtract 8 from my 13, which is 5. And then 2 minus 2 is 0. So now I have to move over and complete my one section. But first I have to bring down my 6. So next we have to find out how many times 7 will go into 56. I like to start by doing something that I know really fast in my head. So I know 7 times 5, 35. I know that I can keep going. I also know that 7 times 10 is 70, so I need to be somewhere in between here. I can either subtract or I can keep going from 35. In this case, I'm going to keep going from 35. So 35, I know that 7 plus 7 is 14. So this is 5 sevens right here. And I know that I'm going to add another 14. So this is 9, and this is 4. I have 49. That was another 2. So far I have 7 sevens. I can go one more 7 because I know that 49 plus 7 will give me 56. So now I need to add one more 7 to this. So I have 7, 8, 56 is nothing. I went 8 sevens. So I have 336 divided by 7 equals 48. I know long division is really, really confusing, guys. So we're going to do a couple more. I just wanted to give you guys the breakdown of numbers so that you guys don't have to do repeated addition to get to those really, really big numbers. Okay. Let's do a really, really big one, but this one will actually be, I think, a little bit easier for you guys because it has a lot of 5s in it, and 5s are something that you guys rock at. So this one will be 20,125 divided by 5. So we'll break our numbers up so we're not so confused. I know that 5 can't go into 2, so I'm immediately putting a 0. I do know that 5 can go into 25, 10, 15, 20. It goes in 4 times. So 20 minus 20 is 0. Next, I move over to my hundredth spot. I know that 5 cannot go into 1, so I'm going to put a 0. But I do know that 5 can go into 12. So let's skip count again. My 1 will come down here, and then I'll also bring my 2 down so I'm not confused. So 5, 10, I can't go again because then I'll be above what I need to be. So I will put a 2 up here, 10 down here, subtract. 2 minus 0 is 2, 1 minus 1 is 0. So now I need to bring my 5 down because I'm done with that part. Okay, so we're complete all the way over until our 25. Now we're on our ones part. We are almost done with this one. So let's count by 5 to get to 25. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So 5 can go into 25 5 times. So here we have our finished problem. 20,125 divided by 5 equals 4,025. No remainder. All right, guys. You are doing amazing. I will do one more problem so you are not overwhelmed because I don't want you guys to be on a YouTube video for more than 15 minutes. All right. We will do one more with the remainder. Let's see. Okay. We will do another one with 5. 225 divided by 8. 100, 10, 0. I know that 8 can't go into 2, so I'm going to put a 0. But I do know that 8 can go into 22 because I need to move to the next spot, right? So 8 plus 8 is 16 plus another 8 is 24. Uh-oh, I went too high. So I need to come back. I know that we can go in 2 times, but we cannot go in 3. So I will subtract 16 from my 22. I have to borrow again. 12 minus 6 is 6. 1 minus 1 is 0. I need to bring down my 5. So now we need to solve for our ones part. How many times can 8 go into 65? I know 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I know that 8 5 times is 40. So 8 times 5 equals 40. We will keep that over here because now I only need to add 8 to get to 65. So that's much easier than adding 8 all the way to 65. Use mental math fluency where you can, guys, okay? All right. So I know 8 plus 8 is 16 or 8 times 8 times 2. I'm so sorry. 8 plus 8 or 8 times 2 is 16. So I can either use that or I also know that 8 times 3 is 24. I would rather use 8 times 3 because I think that would get me closer to my answer. So let's see. Let's add those numbers. 4, 6. I am all the way up to 64 just by doing some really simple mental math fluency and then adding it. Okay. So I got all the way up to 64 and I used 8 times 5 and 8 times 3. So that's 8 times. Okay. So I'm going to put 8 up here and I got a total of 64. So now I'm going to subtract my 64. 5 minus 4 is 1. 6 minus 6 is 0. We have a remainder of 1. So when we say this, we would say 225 divided by 8 equals 28 with a remainder of 1. All right, guys. Hopefully this helps you with single digit division. I'm also going to do a video with double digit division. Hopefully that helps you as well. Don't let division overwhelm you. Just try to work on mental math fluency and adding your mental math fluency together instead of doing repeated addition. If you do repeated addition for these really, really big numbers, You're going to be on that problem forever and ever and ever, okay? If you need help, you can always, always, always sign up for one-on-one tutoring. I am available for you guys whenever you need help, okay? Have a great day.